In an environment where every attack can be a matter of survival, polar bears are forced to act precisely in the rare moments they encounter on the vast icy landscape. These calculated confrontations demonstrate how predators constantly adjust their strategies against different targets to maintain an advantage in harsh conditions. Seals are one of the marine mammals best adapted to cold environments, mainly distributed in the Arctic, Antarctic, and cold, temperate coastal regions where temperatures can drop below -40 degrees Celsius. Weddell seals maintain their breathing holes in the ice throughout the winter, thanks to their thick layer of blubber and stable cold tolerance. The harsh conditions reduce competition, but each time they surface, they become easily detectable, gradually creating opportunities for predators to approach. From a distance, a polar bear spots the breathing hole in the ice and moves downwind to avoid detection by scent. It approaches slowly, choosing a suitable position and keeping its body almost motionless for an extended period. Every movement is controlled to maintain silence. When the seal surfaces to breathe, the bear immediately lunges and seizes its prey. Immediately after the lunge, the seal, before it could even assess its surroundings, was pinned down, its front paws gripping and pulling it onto the ice. The movements were continuous, leaving no time to react. The pulling direction was maintained steadily to keep it in place on the surface. The event concluded when the bear had complete control over the seal. The outcome of this hunt depended entirely on the ability to wait and control movement. The bear maintained a prolonged ambush, controlled the pace, and chose the right moment. This sequence of actions allowed it to take advantage of rare opportunities and achieve success in icy conditions. In the Siberian region of Russia, wolf packs live in temperatures below -40 degrees Celsius and still maintain effective hunting abilities. The prolonged cold climate reduces competition from other predators, while the pack structure allows them to coordinate when approaching targets. When they detect an intrusion into their food source or territory, this coordination quickly transforms into confrontational behavior. A pack of wolves spots a polar bear near its carcass and begins circling to assess its reaction. Some briefly approach before retreating to exert pressure. They constantly change positions, trying to force the bear out of the area. The bear turns its head in each direction, maintaining distance and reacting whenever an individual approaches. The confrontation continues, with the pack scattering and then quickly regrouping each time the bear lunges, but without gaining a clear advantage. After several unsuccessful attempts to approach, the pressure gradually eased and the wolves voluntarily retreated, ending the situation without casualties on either side. In many frigid regions like Alaska and Siberia, Dog breeds like the Siberian Husky can withstand temperatures below -30 degrees Celsius and function reliably in icy environments. Domestic dogs are found in many different geographical areas due to their adaptability. When living near humans in harsh conditions, they often develop quick reactions to threats from larger animals. A polar bear approaches an area with sled dogs, causing the entire pack to immediately bark loudly and move around to exert pressure. Some dogs approach closely and then quickly retreat, trying to maintain distance but still maintaining harassment. The bear continues to advance, turning its head in various directions and reacting whenever an individual gets too close.
At first,
The confrontations are brief as some dogs risk getting closer and are forced to retreat when the bear reacts strongly. In many cases, the pack of dogs cannot maintain pressure and must retreat to avoid injury. The situation ended when the dogs voluntarily backed away to avoid risk, while the bear held its position and was not forced to leave the area. In the Chukchi Sea, tens of thousands of walruses gather to feed each year. These large marine animals live primarily in the Arctic, where temperatures are very low and much of the sea surface is covered in ice. Their thick bodies and layers of fat help them adapt well to the frigid environment where many other species struggle to survive. However, when they congregate in large herds on the ice or at the water's edge, their presence gradually attracts the attention of predators. In the thin mist, a polar bear approaches the walrus herd, observing from a distance with slow, steady movements. Upon sensing danger, the herd quickly gathers into a defensive group, with adults on the outside and calves in the middle. The bear moves around, patiently searching for the smallest gap. When it spots a walrus at the edge of the herd, it immediately lunges to separate the target from the group. Immediately after the charge, the walrus fought back and moved toward the water, triggering a chain reaction as the entire herd retreated into the sea. The bear tried to hold on to its prey for a short time, but the pull from the water and the walrus's constant struggling gradually diminished its control. The struggle ended when the walrus broke free and rejoined the herd underwater, rendering the hunt unsuccessful. The difference in this situation stemmed from how the walrus herd maintained distance and supported each other. When danger arose, the entire herd quickly moved toward the water to reduce the time under attack. This coordination rendered the polar bear's efforts futile. On the vast sea ice regions of Alaska, polar bears use the edge of the floating ice as a vantage point and approach point for prey, where the extended frozen surface forms a natural hunting ground. This space is large and poorly sheltered, forcing each individual to constantly move in search of food. When food is scarce, or during the breeding season, the appearance of another individual easily leads to direct confrontation. Two male bears approach and begin circling to assess their opponent, maintaining distance while each movement is carefully monitored. Both take turns standing on their hind legs to display their size, then close in and begin to wrestle. Pushing and slapping with the front paws occur continuously, each side trying to gain an advantage at close range. The pace of the clashes gradually increases as both maintain pressure, with repeated bites to the shoulders and necks to hold their position. But neither side gains an immediate advantage. After a period of struggle, one animal begins to slow down and retreat, while the other maintains distance to preserve its advantage. The situation ends when one side withdraws to avoid serious injury. As the pace of the collision slows, one animal actively maintains distance while the other stops pursuing to avoid risk. When one side begins to weaken, the other does not continue the pursuit, but maintains distance to avoid risk. This ending helps both reduce the risk of injury in a harsh environment. Beluga whales live primarily in the Arctic and subarctic seas, where water temperatures often drop below 0 degrees Celsius and much of the surface is covered by ice. They are distributed along the coastal areas of the Arctic Ocean, northern Canada, Russia, Greenland, and Norway. During winter, they use natural breathing holes in the ice to survive, making these areas vulnerable to attack. At the edge of the ice, a polar bear silently approaches as the beluga pod moves near the shallow water, maintaining a distance and waiting for the right moment. It watches each surfacing of its prey until an individual appears near the shore, then immediately lunges, using its front paws to strike the head and neck, gripping tightly and pulling towards the ice. The beluga is briefly held captive and unable to return to deeper water, resulting in a continuous struggle before it weakens. The bear maintains traction and positional control at the ice edge, thereby completing the subduing and securing the valuable food source. Once the prey is held near the ice edge, the advantage begins to shift in favor of the polar bear due to its positional control. The reduced space for movement diminishes the chances of escape with each movement. This hunting style is not common, but when successful, it provides a significant energy boost in a short period. In Alaska, caribou herds can migrate over 1,000 kilometers annually in search of new food sources. primarily inhabiting the Arctic and subarctic regions of Canada, the United States, and Greenland. They are adapted to deep snow, swamps, and frigid terrain, maintaining constant movement for survival. When separated from the herd or stopping to forage, these individuals easily become targets for tracking. From behind the herd's movement path, a single target begins to be observed. The polar bear approaches slowly, maintaining distance to avoid attracting attention. When close enough, it suddenly accelerates, forcing the prey to flee, and the chase unfolds on slippery terrain as the bear maintains pressure to find an opportunity to close in. Immediately after accelerating the chase, the distance quickly closed as the bear used its weight and stamina to get close, then delivered a powerful blow to the prey's body, causing it to lose balance. Caribou was subdued after a series of continuous movements, and the bear gained an alternative food source in scarce conditions, thus ensuring its energy for the following days. Through each confrontation, polar bears demonstrate the ability to change their approach depending on the target, from ambushes to direct pursuit under varying conditions. These developments show that flexibility plays a crucial role in maintaining a survival advantage in the harsh, icy environment.